This episode almost didn't go out. PSA, if you want to start your own podcast and think it'd be cute and different to hold your microphones and sit in a triangle formation, make sure you speak into the mic at all times. We definitely learned our lessons with this first one, and you'll notice improvements as these go on. One of our philosophies is progress over perfection, and our journey with our first podcast is just that. So, we are asking for your patience and your grace as you'll hear some of the audio going in and out, and hopefully us taking this first step imperfectly will encourage you to do the same in whatever your creative calling is. Thank you so much for being here, and enjoy part 1 of this conversation around creating well. Welcome to the very first Create Well podcast. Today we are talking about a really big value of ours here at Create Well, and that is flowing over forcing. We are a collective of creative beings coming home together, and so that includes you as well. Create Well started because I, in my previous life, was a burnt out corporate creative who eventually got to a place where creating was straight up not a good time anymore. It wasn't fun. In fact, something that used to energize me, I found very quickly and didn't even see it coming, was draining me at some point. And so as I talked to more people about my creative journey, and as I've navigated that, I have found that I am very much not alone. My story is very much not unique. So if that sounds like something that you resonate with or that speaks to you, then you are in the right place. This is a gentle space for us to all arrive back to ourselves together. Again, you are in the right place. So thank you for being here for our very first episode. And with that, let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah. Get into it. Yeah. Can I get it? Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Create Well, the place we are learning to create with joy again. We are a community of recovering artists, burned out perfectionists, and hustle culture survivors navigating the creative journey back to ourselves, but this time with each other. I'm Sunshine. I'm an ex-corporate creative who burned out in my dream jobs. As a result, creating became something that drained me when it used to give me life. I've learned that my story is not unique, and now I'm here to find the rest of us.
I'm Bingle. I use photography to document the days you don't get back. But going all in on a creative career comes with its own pressure. So this is me finding my way through it, rediscovering slow creation, and staying in motion.
I'm Monica. I'm a co-creator of spaces that embody home, on a mission to remember and remind people to take care of themselves and their body so we can take care of each other. And this is Create Well.
This is Create Well.
This is Create Well.
Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's just start by talking about, we are all creative beings here, each one of us. That includes anybody listening or watching. And I would like to just start off by talking about what is a creative in your guys' point of view.
Being a creative, if you've ever felt the urge to create, you're a creative. It's allowing your imagination to play. You are taking from everyday life and using that to create something.
It's crazy that you say that, because I've kind of arrived to that same insight that everyone is innately a creative being, and it's not just those who participate in like conventional creative fields or artistic fields such as poets, painters, whatever it may be, because, and literally that, it is taking existing things and putting them together. We create in everyday life, like whether you are into crafts or a conventional definition of a creative, something I wrote is that we all create community. We create conversations. We create realities. And that is something that is very unique to the human species. Like, we are the only species that does this at the level that we do.
Wow, that's good.
Right? Like, you just think about, like, name an animal. I mean, animals be creating too, but it's out of survival usually, right? I feel like we
They
create
create their lunch and their dinner.
we as humans, like, there is creating for survival, especially, I think, not to go on a tangent, but like Filipinos, I think, are so creative genetically inherently because of all the ways that Filipinos have created survival. But there's also literally just creating because it's who we are, you know? Like, we just can't help ourselves.
Yeah, because, like, if you've ever had the feeling of needing to create something but you don't even know what it is, right? Like, I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like I'm, like, stuck. I need to create something. I don't know what it is. But sometimes the solution is really just, like, going outside and experiencing life.
Touching grass.
Like, literally just touching grass, and then
Yeah.
you could just be like, wow, this grass is so inspiring.
So creative.
It's inspiring me to, like, it's actually getting rooted back into the earth and, like, literally, like, experiencing life as it is.
Mother Nature is the greatest creative.
She is creation.
She is create. That is also why I've kind of made a recent identity or mindset shift is I think a lot of us have always identified as a creative, like, oh, I'm a creative if you're in, those fields. But recently I started calling myself or telling myself I am a creative being, because I don't know if you guys have ever heard that quote, you are a human being, not a human doing.
Oh, that's good.
And that has stuck with me so deeply that I've kind of just naturally attributed that to creativity, because I think that a lot of us have reached this place, especially in creative fields, where our creative value or our value as a creative has become reduced to our output and what we do and how far we can commodify our craft or our creative skill set, but it's like you don't need to do something to earn that title of being a creative, is because as humans we are creative beings. And so I really, really resonated with that quote that said, you're a human being, not a human doing. And so I really like that you said that, we're creative beings. That's who we are. But I'm interested to hear, Moni, with what Bingle said with the earth, like going into the earth and needing that for creative inspiration. Since you have the background that you do, where do you think that comes from? Like your body needing grass or being inspired by grass?
I'm thinking about how we are so inundated with a lot of information and input all the time to where we become passive. And creating is, I don't know, would you say creating is an active practice or a passive? It can be passive too, because I think when people go outside to touch grass, it's taking a moment to be present with what's in front of them, with the environment or whatever is around them, to then create something from that. And I feel like, I think that's our body's kind of natural way of grounding and centering. Like even in engineering, when you do measure the power or the voltage or whatever, like you have to have the ground, like you put it on the ground, and that's zero and that's level for you to be able to compare how much voltage there is with the energy around. There's probably a better way of explaining that, but you always have to come to the ground to know. where you're going.
Oh,
Ground zero.
Ground zero, yes.
Ground zero.
Yeah.
Oh, I love having a woman in STEM. I'm a Brene Brown girly. I'm Brene Brown fan. And one of the things that I have adopted from her that I love is a philosophy of telling yourself, like, the story I'm telling myself is, you know, when something happens, like, when you make assumptions, because she gave an example of, you know, I think it was something along the lines of her husband ate the last like ham sandwich in the fridge that she was saving for lunch or whatever. And so instead of being like, why did you eat this salad? You're so disrespectful, blah, 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 she would go up to him and be like, the story I'm telling myself is that you didn't regard the fact that I was, you know, saving that sandwich, and you didn't ask me because you don't care. That's the story I'm telling myself. And so I'm like, oh, that is such a good habit or framing to have, because what is a story? Like, it's something that's created, right?
It's your thoughts. You're making up. Yeah, that makes sense. You're making up a story, but it's really because that's where your thoughts go. But it might not be the real situation. Like, he has probably a different perspective on it.
Yeah, I forgot what the real answer was. I'm with her. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's such a great like way to think about it, because I think creating, when we talk about it in our space, in my mind, I think of it as something that is associated with, I guess, like relatively like positive things, but you can create messes and you can create, you know, like disarray. But
What is
really
it called in
helpful.
Artist Way? Crazy Makers.
Crazy makers.
Crazy. Shout out Artist Way. Artist Way Book Club. Create Well Book Club.
Okay, the last thing that I will want to
Okay,
say
okay.
is that you cannot spell create without eat and art.
Okay.
I've been waiting
You
to say
didn't
that.
warn us before you dropped
She really
that
was
banger.
saving that
Eat
nugget.
and art.
Shut up, Taurus.
I'm always
Hungry. We've got that.
Whoa.
That's
that
all.
was like a
That was
drive-by
so
bar.
good.
Yeah,
Bars.
it's not a mic drop, it's a mic roll.
Monologue in motion.
Oh my God, that was a mic chuck.
Let's revisit that.
That
someday.
was a mic. What is it?
imagine
A
her
mic
chucking.
projectile.
Yeah, these mics are heavy, so I could imagine
They are pretty heavy.
chucking.
Weights.
It's pretty good. It's good though. I'd be.
Okay. So next question. How do you know when creative work feels energizing, flowing, and aligned?
Energizing, flowing, and aligned. Okay. I know that feeling of being energized, being in flow, and being aligned in creative work when I get into, well, first when I do feel energized, like that jolt of like, oh, this excites me. I actually am having fun doing this. A lot of times it comes from what you said about co-creating and collaborating. So if I'm doing something that excites me and I'm not doing it alone, that's like double energy.
Double rainbow.
Double rainbow. Yeah, and then especially when it feels aligned. So when it feels aligned, it's like your whole body is like open to it. It's almost like that feeling of expansion. Ooh. Right? Like I learned from Mani that when you feel excited or something is positive, like you feel positive about something, your body expands. I believe you said that. And when it's like, when you feel bad about something or you feel there's a negative, when you feel negative towards something, then your body kind of like shrinks. Yeah?
That embodied perspective.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I learned that from you.
I like when I hear it from you though.
Yeah, that's how I would. That's how I know.
That's so good.
Yeah. So like creating spaces like this. We've turned this studio into like other sets, backdrop sets, and that always felt so energizing, flowing and aligned.
Yes. Retweet.
But with the right people.
Do it.
You.
Like that. When I'm moving in towards, sorry.
She leads with her body.
Yeah, when I'm moving
see
in
that.
towards something.
When you ran up to Bingle earlier.
I need space to move. Yeah, I think all of those words are, in a way, in my body synonymous. Like, they feel the same, I think, for me. Like, when I'm aligned to something, I'm flowing to something, I'm energized to something, I do move towards it. And I think
Like physically?
physically, like I'll like lean in when I want to hear more, or yeah, like it's a joyous expansion, I feel like. And I think to what you said too about building and designing sets, I think what's very special and what I've been thinking about too with those 3 words is home. Like, I love that feeling of creating a home for someone, and making them feel at home in their body. So that comes with being very intentional with.
And you're so good at creating home or making people feel at home in your actual home too. It's such a special ability, I think, because when people come over to Mani's house, if y'all have ever seen this for yourself, it's people are so comfortable there that they just start cooking, just start using the kitchen.
And or falling asleep on the couch.
Literally.
Yeah, I love it. Just rest and like you don't feel
Resting,
obligated
eating,
to
retreating.
Yeah, like just take care of yourself. The basic needs, and there's so much connection that happens too.
Mm-hmm. It's truly an honor, actually.
It's an honor for me too.
What are you? Well, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate and I learned so much from both of you, the body awareness that you both have, because my journey, or for me, is embodiment is still very much a journey, to the point where I didn't know what embodiment was until when I was in therapy. My therapist was like, "You are very disembodied," and I was like, "The fuck is that word? What does that even mean? What words are you saying to me right now? What did you just call me?" Yeah. And so, meaning, for those who might not be familiar, being disembodied is literally not being connected to your body. And so it's like, for example, when I would be talking about my traumas or whatever, and things would be coming up, and she'd be like, "Where in your body do you feel that?" And I'd be like, "Bitch, what? Like,
Yeah, wow.
what is she talking about? What do you mean, where in my body? What does that have to do with anything? Like, how does that A plus B equals Z? Like, I don't understand." And so through therapy, and like the different modalities, I was able to understand, like, oh shit, I get it's not normal for you to not feel any senses in your body in relation to your emotions or your feelings. Like, I was so cut off from my body, and I like, the only way that I registered sensations in my body was like literal physical sensations that you can't ignore. Like if you're sore, or if you're like having a hard time breathing. And that was about as far as my body awareness went. But I truly just didn't know how to pay attention and attune to it the way that you guys are so good at. And so I learned so much from both of you, just the way that you move through life with that body awareness. Because like Bingle has talked about how when she feels stuck, she needs to move too. And that's how she's able to go to the gym consistently, because she just needs to move her energy. I'm still learning that.
You know, I'm proud of you for finally noticing when you're hungry.
Yeah.
So she has come a long way.
So for me, I noticed, because I have always struggled with energy levels. I wouldn't say always, but I don't know, sometime in my 20s, like there was, I think in my early 20s, there was a wall that I hit when it came to my energy levels, and I was just really struggling with energy management and energy levels. I think it was like transitioning into adulting and bills and like working and surviving and whatever. And it was kind of like that transition from childhood to adulthood. Yeah, like energy management and navigation was really, really hard for me for a while. And it's something that I'm still very much learning. My word of the year this year was vigor, or it is vigor, because I really wanted to explore what it would be like to have energy, basically, and to just have natural energy and not like forced energy, I guess. Wait, can I read the definition? Because I really like the definition. It's actually one of my wallpapers. This is, I think, the Merriam-Webster definition, because I do like Merriam-Webster, the Merriam-Webs. Vigor, active bodily or mental strength or force. That's definition 1. There's another definition, active, healthy, well-balanced growth, especially of plants. So when I saw well in there, you already know. I'm like, whoa, yeah, felt.
Plants?
Yeah, so I guess it's, I mean, probably some plant people. What are plant people called? Like, no, the people who are really botanists. Yeah, like maybe some
green thumbs.
Green thumbs. Yeah. So if any botanists or botany enthusiasts can please inform, I think that is a word or a term that they use for botany related things. Vigor of plants, like it has vigor. I don't know.
Yeah, we want to know.
And then the third definition is intensity of action or effect. Also, like force is kind of a synonym, which is funny because it's like we're talking about flowing over forcing, but I like the word force in that context. Like she's a force, you know, they are a force, you know.
You're reckoned with.
Oh, yeah. Back to the question, how do you know when creative work feels energizing, flowing, and aligned? I had to really navigate that within the last couple of years, especially, and just try to notice when something is energizing. Because my like the story I was telling myself about anything energy related was that energy is only exerted. I never really thought about like regenerating activities. To me, in order to regenerate, you have to just rest and do nothing. And it's like sleeping, you know, even though sleeping, you're not just doing nothing, your body's doing so much even without your active conscious participation. But it's kind of a newer concept to me this year because of vigor being my word of the year, of things that like activities or things that you do energizing you and regenerating. So what I have noticed about when I'm in that place is that I don't have to force focus, and I don't have to force, I don't have to force energy. It's like I can hyperfixate. Maybe this is also like the ADHD, the neurosexy side of me, but it's like when I can lock into something for probably 6-7 hours straight. I know we shouldn't do that. We should take breaks and stuff, but it's like if I could do that and I'm not forcing myself through it, and you're kind of just, I guess, flowing through it, and I don't feel drained, and I like physically still feel like I have so much focus and concentration and energy to give naturally versus like pushing yourself through a project. Like, oh my God, like just the
Nothing worse.
yeah, just trudging through it. So that's what I've noticed.
Wow, I feel the same. I do feel the same. And that reminded me of like there are several different types of rest. And there is creative rest that is restorative and like rejuvenating. And I think that as a creative is so helpful to know and to keep in like your tool belt of like, no, I can be creative and also restore my energy. It's not always output.
And thank you for bringing that up, because actually creative rest is an episode I want to do.
Yeah, we need it.
Sure. Yeah. So stay tuned. That's definitely coming up. Okay, next question. On the flip side, what does it look like for creative work to feel draining, forced, or misaligned?
What does it look like?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't look like anything at all. I'm not there. I won't show up.
Yeah. True story.
Yeah, true story.
Can't argue there.
And no, but and that's the thing is like they have seen and experienced it for like me or what on me.
Below,
being
above,
Beside, never above, never below.
Did you ever figure that out?
Always by your side.
Yeah,
We will. We'll figure it out.
but yes, it is when I cannot show up, when I'm resenting the work, when I'm physically recoiling from it, you know.
When you're resenting the work. Oh,
And
that's so good.
And even if I actually like it, like if I love problem solving and finding solutions to things, especially if it's helpful, but I can't be in that space of wanting to create those solutions if I am misaligned or if I constantly say yes and like overcommit to things, even if they are things that I would say typically bring me joy.
Whoa, you hit on something kind of crazy. So you can still like something and be misaligned.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your response.
I'm trying to think of an example.
Yeah, do you have
I
an
think
example?
it comes back to energy management too. Like if I'm mismanaging my energy and I'm saying yes to too many things, then I'm limited in what I can show up for, say yes to, and be present in while I'm. Yeah, is that tracking?
Yeah.
Kind of. So like if you, for example, if you overcommit and you say yes to many things, it becomes misaligned because you're not, like, it's not energizing for you. You don't have the capacity to bring the energy that you would ideally want to bring
I think
to each thing.
Yes.
Is that kind of what you mean?
I think so. Shit, now I'm thinking, what does it look like? Actually, maybe it's overcommitting. It is like not being present enough with my body or giving enough space in between the opportunity, the creative ting or commitment, and not giving myself enough space to even align with my own self and be present with my own self, that I will say yes out of like that initial excitement. Because like maybe I do feel excited by an idea, but is it really aligned with me?
Or in that season?
Yes. Is that helpful?
Yeah. I would still like to unpack it a little bit more if you're cool with that. Because I really want to understand, because it's such an interesting, it just feels so layered. So what are the signals, or how can you identify when that's happening, I guess?
I think it's internal for me. When it moves from my body to my head and I'm leading with my mind more.
When you become disembodied?
Yeah. Yes. When I feel disembodied or dysregulated, my nervous system is coming from a place of reacting, I guess, and not giving myself the space to be like, maybe not right now. Like maybe it's not a what is it? It's not a matter of it's a matter of when, and maybe the answer is not right now. And I think acceptance of that. I feel like I need questions to help me clarify.
That's good. No, I think it's interesting that you said that when you're only in your head, because I resonate with that, because for so much of my life I only lived in my head and didn't consider my body at all. So if I'm understanding correctly, you're saying that you're misaligned or doing something that's draining or forced if you are no longer considering your body or including your body's needs or awareness into to get through everything.
And then to the point from earlier, I feel like it is more passive. I become more passive.
Ooh.
I guess.
Being passive.
Just kind of like, okay, I'm agreeing to something, but I'm not actively creating solution, like, creating whatever needs to be created. Yeah, I'm not actively engaged with it.
Yeah.
Not present.
That's good. Good soup.
Not present, not here.
It's just really interesting because I guess, again, from someone like me who has a history of being so disembodied, it's really interesting to hear a perspective where someone feels like an indicator of not being aligned is when their body isn't in it, because you're so body-led.
Yeah. And I really
body-centered.
think you both have really reminded me of that. Like, our bodies hold so much wisdom, and I think it's always telling us something. And I used to be so attuned to that. But I think it's always like a balance of like others and myself and others and myself. And a lot of the times when it is more towards others, I'm less attuned to myself.
So when you don't really have a lot of opportunities or moments to like really check in with yourself and like tune in with yourself, then that might be a sign that you are not being present or that you might be overcommitted.
Yeah. Or like overextending, not, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that. I can relate to that too.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, since you asked, I feel my body, like how I said earlier that I learned from you, noticing. It's a noticing of when my body shrinks, or like when my body actually it doesn't want to do the thing. So like I used to edit videos a lot, and then when I started feeling my body react and push away from sitting down and editing videos, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I actually don't want to do it. It doesn't feel aligned. It doesn't give me energy, and it doesn't feel like I can get into a flow if I want to do the thing. So I guess it depends on like if the project is energizing to me, then I will want to sit down and do it. But like I'm rejecting when my body is rejecting something, it's telling me that I don't want to do this thing, or like I don't want to be here in this space. That's how I know when I'm misaligned with something too.
Ooh, or maybe it's not even the thing itself. It's like the people or the environment or the. There's so many variables. I feel like that could impact your ability to feel aligned with something.
That's true. Again, I love how body aware you guys are. It really it just shows me perspectives that I typically don't think of, because it's like, for me, it's same, but different. I feel like it's the same coin, different side sort of thing. Because I think a great example is this upcoming shoot that we have, the Heritage Couture shoot that we're doing at the studio. It's a pop-up shoot that, as Bingle was saying, is an homage to our Filipino roots. But for example, I do not enjoy, and I mean, who does? I guess some people do. I don't really enjoy like admin sort of work. And I think it also does have to do with my ADHD. It's not that I don't enjoy admin work, but it's just that executive function takes so much out of me. And like, I have such a limit when it comes to my executive function. Like if I know that I have to exert a lot of take a shot every time, a lot of executive function, then it's like sometimes that's when I'll reach for my medication and be like, I literally cannot raw dog this. I can't do this on my own. We're just out here trying to F of X. But I think that similar to you, when I'm having to force myself through it and just really like push, just like, that usually means that a project isn't aligned. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do things that we don't want to do, because I think this is a topic for another episode, but I would love to explore more, especially as creatives, like the creative discipline part of things, and, just like what it looks like to do the hard things in your craft or in your practice, even though they're not as glamorous, you know, but they're still required. So we'll definitely come back to that. But again, going back to this heritage couture shoot, it has been so energizing and so much fun to play with that I know the admin side of things, like setting up the booking pages, the email automations. I hate that shit. I don't like doing it at all, but I do it with like so much, like I put care into it because I care about the project as a whole and I feel connected to the project as a whole. And I know that it will make for a better experience for everyone involved when those things are smooth and when those things are, oh, and then Isang Kusina, this really big event that we just did, Create Well was popping up or collaborated on the activations, the experiential side of that. I loved putting together all of the activations and exploring and making it like my Disneyland.
Someone did say that it felt like Disneyland. So
which the best freaking compliment. I hated. I did not enjoy staying up till 2 a.m, sending emails back and forth because it was just so much communication involved. But I don't regret a single part of it because I knew that because I was so devoted to that project, the emails, like to make a good experience for all the partners, to make sure everyone was on the same page, to make sure that we all had the information that we needed to feel comfortable and to show up feeling good and informed about all of the moving pieces and everything. I was able to kind of just like hyper focus on it for however long it would take.
I will do the booking system just because I know that's part of the experience, like you said. Like I want everyone to feel like they can be at home in any experience that we co-create and offer. And I learned from this health and wellness, I think it was about just accessibility and disability and how their experience, this was in relation to the gym, it starts in the parking lot. And I think with any experience that we offer and share, rather, starts when they're booking, right? Like it starts from there, their first interaction with that event or that thing, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's really just a matter of the care that you have for the collective care that you have for each other and caring for that person's experience that's coming into your sphere or that's connecting with you. Because agreed, like a booking system is like our parking lot. Good, that's good.
But I feel like too that Moni, you when you do engineer things like on the back end or like pages or dashboards or websites, you do
casual.
You do put in casually just tinkering. You put such a creative like the output is so creative. It's so pretty and like we actually want to go through and click on the things.
Then I think that's from being I pay attention. I want to pay attention and I want to respond to, you know, what we need. And I think
it's like UX design almost.
Excitement, you know?
Yeah, you're really good at creating things from a place of intention and care because you listen, you are very observant, but like when someone mentions like a small thing, you're the type of person that will not only like remember it, but you will go and build something out of that or out of your way to include this, you know, what is usually a trivial thing. Moni randomly one day, just recently, she gave me a pack of the circus animal crackers because I had mentioned that was my favorite childhood snack. I should have brought more. So she was like, "Oh yeah, these are for you." I was like,
I got one for myself too. Yeah, I've never had people or the space to feel like I could just bring shit and like play with, like, you know, like I've never had playmates like this before. That would just be down.
Yeah,
like
creative playmates, so important. Okay, so kind of flowing into more create well, speaking of which, I want to talk a little bit more about Create Well. This is the Create Well podcast. So what does Create Well mean to each of you? What does it mean to create well?
The water.
Not all at once.
You did. You are literally both of you, a manifestation. I think I've always wanted playmates, again, to teach me
How to Dougie.
how to create in regardless of what like capacity or state I'm in. I think like create well is, I think I've shared this with you, Sunshine, like create well to me is a value. Like I think it's beyond a vision of like a space or an event or an experience. I think what it means to me is still kind of evolving, and it will continue to, but I'm discovering that throughout this whole journey, even from you kind of initiating it or kind of moving in response to your own needs, because it is truly something that I've felt impacted by myself, feeling burnout from starting something that was initially from a place of joy, and then over time just losing sight of the original why or intention behind it, and also just to be well and to be well. Yes, and to create from a place that doesn't drain me, exhaust me, or take away from my own wellness and well-being.